Turkey is a nice country in terms of climate. Alongside. My car was going alongside the train. Amid. I couldn't hear her amid the crowd. Astride. He sat astride the fence. According to me, the climate here is quite good. Ahead of. They walked ahead of us on the way home. Apart from you, nobody rejected my offer. As for, I passed all my exams. As for my sister, she failed in some exams. Aside from, he owns many things aside from his luxurious house. As to, I will make an explanation as to the exams. As well as, you should telephone as well as write to her to be sure. Away from. I live away from my parents. Beneath. My garage is beneath my house. Beyond. This question is beyond me. Too difficult. By means of. We can keep in touch by means of WhatsApp group. Concerning. I talk to your teacher concerning your exams. Considering. Considering the climate, the city is a nice place to live. Counting. There were 20 people in the picnic counting me. Close to. Bandiyema is close to Erdek. During. I fell asleep during the meeting. Depending on. The date of our match may change depending on the weather. Except for. I had everything at home to make cake except for baking powder. Excluding. It costs 100 liras, excluding 8 liras for delivery. Following. We went for a drink following the match. Given his age, he is very smart. Including. These shoes are 99 liras including VAT. In addition to the cats, she feeds many pets at home. In the face of. They struggle to survive in the face of drought. In favor of. I told him everything in favor of you. In lieu of. Can I pay the bill by dollar in lieu of lira? In defiance of. Some students cheated in defiance of the teacher. In search of. We went around in search of his lost wallet. In pursuit of. He is always in pursuit of money and luxury. In the wake of. We saw a huge whirlwind in the wake of rain. In the absence of. The hearing ended in the absence of the suspect. In the aftermath of. There was a big silence in the aftermath of the fight. In danger of. Some species are in danger of extinction. In the name of. Muslims start everything in the name of Allah. In the realm of. Sometimes you feel things to happen in the realm of dreams. In the hope of. We continued driving in the hope of finding a shelter. In the garb of. He came to the hall in the garb of a clown. In the course of. He never said a word in the course of the trip. In place of. We went to a pharmacy in place of the hospital. In reaction to. People took to the streets in reaction to the politicians' decision to change law. In reference to. We received a letter in reference to the ongoing investigation. In return for. I want nothing from you in return for this. In care of. I grew up in the care of my aunt. In memory of. A huge mausoleum was erected in memory of Ataturk. In need of. There are lots of people in need of money and house in the country. In the heart of. Konya is a city in the heart of Turkey. On the basis of. I wrote a petition on the basis of his statement. On behalf of. I signed the contract on behalf of the manager. On the threshold of. That bank is on the threshold of bankruptcy. On top of. My cat always sits on top of the TV. Aboard. The pirates hid the treasure somewhere aboard the ship. On the sidelines of. He fainted on the sidelines of the meeting. On the eve of. I visited the cemetery on the eve of the Ramadan festival. On the way to. I saw a snake on the way to school. On the date of. Where will you be on the date of his wedding ceremony? On the grounds of. He is in jail on the grounds of larceny. On the occasion of. I am in Isparta on the occasion of an important meeting. On account of. We called off the match on account of the rain. On the point of. The bus was on the point of the leaving the station. On the edge of. His store is on the edge of closing down. Other than. 3 languages are spoken here other than English. Pending. With so many problems pending, I needed time to think. Prior to. I never ate meat prior to the age of 10. Regarding. We gathered here regarding an important issue. Save. All were present save Mr. B. Throughout. There was a curfew throughout the city. Under the influence of. He wrote his novel under the influence of his period. Under the control of. We went into the cave under the control of our guide. Under the sponsorship of. They held a match under the sponsorship of Banvit. Under the guise of. He is talking under the guise of a scientist. Under the pretext of. He didn't join the meeting under the pretext of his headache. Under the presidency of. The council came together under the presidency of the Prime Minister. under the command of. All the soldiers were under the command of the general. Upon. He wrote a book upon ownerless children. Vis-a-vis. He wanted to talk to me vis-a-vis last week. With the aid of. Communication now is much easier with the aid of cell phones. With the consent of. She got married with the consent of her father. With the intention of. They came here with the intention of asking for money. With the help of. I was able to do my homework with the help of my brother. With the aim of. He went there with the aim of helping poor people. With the advent of. Life has become easier with the advent of internet. Judging from the expression on his face, he seems to be angry with us. By virtue of creation, we need sleep every night. In response to her insults, I preferred to remain silent. On the brink of. North Korea and the USA are on the brink of war due to opposing showdown.